Hey guys, and welcome to the video. In this session I want to do something a little bit different. I want to cover a really common error that I've been seeing, particularly amongst the more beginner people in Python. So if you're just learning Python, this might be pretty relevant. However, if you're more towards the intermediate advanced side, this might be stuff that you already know. So yeah, just it's something I see an awful lot, so I thought I want to cover it. So to show you what I mean, suppose we've got the following situation. We've got two variables, chemistry and physics, and let's just say, for sake, that these resemble scores that somebody's got. So they've scored 70 in chemistry and 85 in physics, and we want to write a bit of control flow to basically answer the following. To pass the test, they must score higher than pass mark in chemistry and physics. Correct that typo here. So we basically want to say, effectively, if chemistry is higher than this and physics is higher than this, then they've passed. So if I write that up as it should look, if I do if chemistry greater than pass mark, and we'll use the AND operator here, and physics is also greater than pass mark, that will do a quick, we'll do a quick print statement. So we'll just do print passed for now. And then on our else side, we'll just go ahead and do print failed. So we'll quickly check this, check it all looks good, and we get passed. So this is as it should look. We have our AND operator in the middle here, and we have condition is true, and of course the AND statement is looking at the left side and the right side, and if both left and right are true, the whole thing is true, so therefore we get this. Now the error I see is basically this. So let me rewind this back a little bit. Is this here. So when people are basically asked to compare, okay, I want to check that this and this are higher than this. This is what I always often see, and to be honest, even in the last month or so, I've probably seen this on my beginner course at least 2 or 3 times. And throughout the years of teaching I've done in Python, I've seen this probably way over 50, 60 times. And of course, just reading it in simple English, it looks like it makes sense. If we say, if chemistry and physics greater than pass mark, do this, else print failed. And to be honest, if you hit run, it will print passed. So in some situations, this has the appearance of this actually working and being true. But what I want to try and do is break down, in this case, why did it work? And second of all, why is this not good to do? So to do that, let's break down what's happening here. So we have an if, and then when we have an and, like this here, we're basically looking at sort of situation, let's call this situation X and situation Y. And with this AND operator, it's basically saying whatever is here, does this equate to true? And whatever is here, does that equate to true here? So if we just do if chemistry, basically what it's doing, it's looking at the Boolean value of whatever is here. So the Boolean value of a positive number, in this case it is true, and you can check that. If I do print bool of chemistry, because, to be honest, with numbers, the only number that you'll get as false is 0. So if we do bool of chemistry, then we get true. So in this case here, basically that's why this one works, because this is a non-zero number and physics is higher than pass mark. So in that case, you could do this, and the same thing would work because they're both not 0. They're both coming up as passed. But it's just something I want to highlight. I know it's pretty much a shorter video, but it's I'm sure where I was learning Python, I certainly made the same mistake. And of course, I think what makes this tricky is that depending on what this is here, in this case, luckily this is something that returns true as a Boolean. But in some cases this can go on. If you're new to Python, you might do this, your code might work, and then you might move on and forget about it. But I think that's what makes it so tricky, is that this code is written incorrectly, and if you're not super careful, you can look at the output and think, well, this has worked just fine. So just something to bear in mind. I think the way I like to do it is see it with blinkers. Look at your AND statement and really focus on each of your individual components. So in this case here, this situation I'm looking at is completely separate to this situation here. So my left situation is chemistry higher than pass mark? So I want to focus on that first. So my left side is chemistry higher than pass mark and physics greater than pass mark. And then if so, yeah, exactly the same thing, true, and then passed. So yeah, a bit of a different one for today, but I thought, with me seeing this so much on my courses, it's worth doing a small video about just to highlight this, I think, a fairly classic error, especially amongst beginners in control flow. But there we have it, guys. Cheers for watching, and hope you all have a great week. Cheers.